Isaiah chapter 66, reading from verses 4 through 9, we're going to confirm this in the New Testament. Starting in verse 4, I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes and chose that in which I delighted not. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 11 through 12. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. To Mark chapter 16, this is what it reads. Go ye, starting in verse 15, go ye all into the world, preach the gospel to every creature. He that believes and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believes not shall be damned. Guys, that's not speaking of the dispensation of grace period. This is speaking to those that are left behind. You've got two choices: heaven or hell, Antichrist or Jesus Christ. That's your options. You will believe it or you will be damned. Isaiah 66 verse 5, hear the word of the Lord, that you tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified. But he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. John chapter 16 verses 1 through 3. These things have I spoken unto you, that you should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time comes that whosoever kills you will think that he is doing God's service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me. But these things I have told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. This is Jesus speaking here, just as he spoke in Luke. The difference, however, is Jesus here is speaking to those that will be left behind, those that will have to die for Jesus Christ. Because in Jeremiah 66 verse 5 says they will think they are doing God's service, but in reality, they are not doing God's service. They are doing Satan's work. And if you go back to John 14 verses 30, hereafter I will not talk with you much, for the prince of this world cometh and hath nothing in me. But the world may know that I love the Father, and as the Father gave me commandment, even so I do. Arise, let us go hence. This is absolutely for those in that time. This is for us in this time. And that message here specifically is for those in the future when Holy Spirit has removed the restrainer, which is us, and the Antichrist is making his way on the scene. This is for those people that will be left behind during this time, thinking that they will be doing God's service, but they will have given over to a strong delusion. They will believe a lie over the truth. And because they will believe the lie over the truth, when someone tries to come to them to tell them the truth, they will hate them. Let's go a little further into it real quick. I believe this is also prophetic because Jesus was very much a prophet. This is speaking long-term and short-term. Here, in this moment, he was speaking to the disciples, but I believe also he is speaking to those that will be left behind. Mark chapter 13, verse 9. But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to the councils, and in the synagogues you shall be beaten, and you shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, and for a testimony against them. And the gospel must first be published among all nations, which has already happened. But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what you shall speak, neither do you premeditate. But whatsoever you shall be given to you that hour, that you speak. For it is not you that speaks, but it's the Holy Spirit. Again, Jesus was just as much of a prophet, if not more, because of the very words that he spoke. The very things that he said would come to truth have already come to light. This is further proof of that. The gospel must first be published among all nations. That has already happened. But then it goes down further and it tells them this is what they must do. In that hour, the Holy Spirit will give them words to speak. Isaiah 66, verse 6. A voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of the Lord that renders recompense to his enemies. Verse 7. Before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. Rapture before tribulation. Isaiah 66, verse 7. Before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. Who hath heard such a thing? Who hath seen such things? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day? Or shall a nation be born at once? Yes, a nation was born at once in 1948 or 49. That's already happened. But this other verse in verse 7, that's the rapture of the church. It's not happened yet. For as soon as Zion travailed, she brought forth her children. Shall I bring to birth and not cause to bring forth, saith the Lord? Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb, saith thy God. Last thing here, guys, bear with me. This is my opinion, but hear me out. Revelations 12 sign has already happened, but Jesus is letting us know, yes, that sign was important. Pay attention to everything else. Keep your eyes on the Father, because the end is almost here. Revelations 12, we're going to start in verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, which is Jesus Christ, by the word of their testimony, our testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he hath but a short time. Daniel chapter 12 also mentions this battle that takes place and how we will shine as bright as the firmament. I believe this is also reiterating the rapture of the church, as does part of Revelation 18:23. And the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Guys, that's America. Revelations 18, that's the whore of Babylon, that's America. But the rapture of the church happens. Isaiah 66 verse 7 discusses that before the pain comes. Jesus spake of the parable of the fig tree. That's already happened. We are drawing near. Look up, lift up your head.